So I thought I was going to be done recording for a moment. No. Update on my situation. Thought I fixed my car. I didn't. Turns out, alternator issue. I just want to post a video talking about it and then talk about something else that's going to stop things from ensuring I continue struggling. So, this car, right? Bought this car 4 years ago. It's fully paid for. It was only like $10,000 anyways. Like $10,000 is nothing. Then, so fast forward a year later, alternator issues. I replaced the alternator. Did that, right? And after I replaced the alternator, it turns out I had to get a new battery. So I did that like a week or so later. And I was driving as a delivery driver at the time for Domino's. And everything seemed smooth until like a few days ago. When I opened up the hood, look at all that battery corrosion. The battery is new and the alternator is new. I bought the battery like a week after I put the alternator in myself, though. I put the alternator in myself too, by the way. I repair cars myself. Just YouTube videos, see how to do it. Really want to save some money on going to these shops, especially when every car that I get, you all sabotage every time I take it to you looking to get it repaired, as you have done this one for the past 4 years that I had it. Every shop like Midas or Firestone, wherever you people work and your jealousies. So, I opened my hood a few days ago, lots of battery corrosion, yada yada. And then I'm wondering what's going on. So I replaced the battery. And then, due to the corrosion, I had to cut the wires and replace the battery terminals as well. Everything was running smoothly for a while. But then guess what? The alternator's bad. And it turns out the alternator was bad the entire time. How and or why? Did I install it wrong, or did I just buy a bad alternator, or did it have something to do with that week apart purchase between the new battery and the new alternator the first time 2.5 years ago? Who knows, man? But long story short, due to me being stuck in this situation again and hard to get out of it again, I'm just going to record some more videos. Even though I said I was going to be done for a while, I'm going to record another one. So, I want to put this 9-dimensional foundational idea into your minds a lot. So, let's talk about it. 9 things, right? Oh, you're going to get this story here. This specific 9-dimensional parable, you're going to get this one. Not going to stop until you do. So, the 9-dimensional foundation parable. Talk about it again. This is the 5th video that I've spoken on it now. I'm just going to keep speaking on it until you get it. Until I see about at least 60 to 100 people, maybe. Because, there's nothing really exciting about my videos because I am trying to restrain so much all the time. And why am I trying to restrain so much? So I can live just a tidbit longer to keep putting the truth in y'all faces, or putting the answer into y'all faces that these really, really sensitive, jealous, so-called white folks will kill me for doing. All I'm doing is just talking about who and what we all truly are. You got a problem with us knowing that we're not like you? Here, 9-dimensional foundation. Talk about this parable some more. It's 9 things. What is a dimension? A dimension is an aspect or feature of something. So, these are 9 specific aspects and or features of one situation, our victory. 9 steps, 9 things that are part of this story that are going to culminate it all together. So, I'm actually going to just put as many parables as I can into this here, however long I talk. I'm hoping it's going to be like 20 minutes or less. So the first four things to this nine-dimensional parable, to this nine-dimensional foundational parable, the first four aspects or the first four elements or the first four features to the story. Remember, we only got one history, by the way. One history that leads to our Akasha or our Kasa, not Akashic. I ain't with your Akashic Records idea. I'm not with that at all. Moving forward. So the first four things, what are they? They are what I would label and describe as the four fundamental human behaviors. I'm gonna just stick it there. I'm gonna just stay there for a moment. The four fundamental human behavioral forces. How about that? The four fundamental human behavioral forces. Behavioral, physical. Your behavior goes to the physical. I see what you are doing. There's about four root things to what you are doing. The activities you perform. With moral perfection, I have the lens and the quantum vision to be able to see what you do and why you do what you do. You want to know another way I could tap into this whole four fundamental human behavioral force idea? Through empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand feelings and share feelings with another. And what are feelings? Feelings are an emotional state or reaction. An emotional state. There's about four major emotional states that I also call the four fundamental behavioral aspects, forces. Scam callers. Moving forward. So, what is a feeling? Feeling is an emotional state or reaction. And there's about four fundamental emotional states that I see that I would also label and describe as the four fundamental human behaviors, human behavioral forces. Human behavioral forces, meaning like there's a type of behavior or there's a type of thing driving you to behave the way you are behaving. There is something else incarnate in you currently driving you to behave the way you are behaving. And out of these things, is about four root elements to them all that I see personally myself. And they are as follows: a positive human behavioral force, a negative human behavioral force, a balanced human behavioral force, and a quiescent human behavioral force. Those four major things I see. Those are the four major things I see there. I'm going to put them in a certain order, though, for this parable now. So, it's the positive human behavioral force first, then the balanced human behavioral force second, then the negative human behavioral force third, and the quiescent human behavioral force finally. Four human behavioral forces. The four fundamental human behavioral forces. What type of force is driving your behavior to be what it is? What type of force is driving your behavior to be what it is? Is it a positive force driving your behavior to be what it is? Is it a balanced force driving your behavior to be what it is? Is there a negative force driving your behavior to be what it is? Or is there a dead force driving your behavior to be what it is? What is it? Do you even know? From what I can see right now, every single person alive is being driven by a very negative and or dead behavioral force. Every person alive is. And why are you? You know, I just watched a video with Dr. Umar Johnson. He talked about how the ghettos were created. Did you know the term or the name ghetto came from those Jewish, whatever the Jewish people call themselves? I like the Ayudias. I like the Ayudias. Religion name better than Jewish anyways. Actually, I don't like any religion at all. They're all evil and pointless. Moving forward. So, I just watched a video by Dr. Umar Johnson talking about how Kobe Bryant was taken from us due to the white man's jealousy or due to the white people's jealousy. It's not just the men, it's their entire species, all of them. Due to their jealousies, Kobe Bryant was killed. He talked about how Kobe Bryant was getting ready to start his own basketball team in China, or basketball corporation in China. Kobe Bryant was going to start that. Black man, white competition, jealousy. This is why he had to die in so many ways. Also, too, Dr. Umar talked about how Kobe Bryant was getting ready to start his own shoe brand. Competition with Nike, white man's thing. Jealousy took over, killed him. Multiple reasons why they took Kobe out. And staged that helicopter crash and made it seem like it was all natural. To make it seem as if natural things are against us. That's what they make it seem like. It's just all a setup and a ploy and a stage and a trap and a laugh and a night. It's just a lie. It's just evil. Just pure evil. It's just evil, man. So here, the 9-dimensional hierarchy, I'm going to keep talking about it now. Why do I want to mention that? It's because those features of yours come from a negative behavioral force. That those type of activities that drove Kobe to see his end due to him getting ready to live a good life that you don't want any melanated thing in existence to do, you non-melanated creatures, you. Due to him getting ready to live a life in the regard, you took him from us. As you do thousands of us every month. Why? With this little parable hierarchy in mind, I could tell you exactly why. First, 4 fundamental human behavioral forces. The positive one, the balanced one, the negative one, and the dead one. Or if you want to look at it according to the way the universe was created, you could say positive, negative, balanced, and dead. Whatever. Either way it goes, it's all talking about the same thing, our reality, and the way it is currently. Due to you things ensuring it will be so. Oh, and for the record, I ain't just talking to the so-called white people. No. I don't necessarily like to generalize people. I'm just analyzing this one whole thing we have here called reality. And what is causing reality to be the way it is right now currently. And why reality is the way it is right now currently. I'm just talking about it. I don't have anything else to do. It ain't like I can drive down the street and go buy some cappuccino or something. I don't even drink it. Just random. Moving forward. So the first 4 parts of this here dimensional idea that'll eventually help stop you all from being such nightmares to us all are the 4 fundamental human behavioral forces. Those are the first 4 things that are part of the story. Now the 5th thing was born from the first 4 things. The 5th thing of the story was born from the first 4 things. What do I mean? Because the first 4 things, their root is actually the energies in which help structure the universe itself. You can call them the 4 fundamental forces of nature, or that's what, according to the information that I'm sourcing it from, or that it's inspired by. And also due to what the 5th thing actually is. The 5th thing is called the oppressive nature. You don't have to buy this. They don't have to buy that part of the story. It's just a parable to help you recognize how people behave around you night and day. And it can also connect a lot of dots to virtually everything that ever happened in history ever. Like karma, or like Akashic records, or like a quantum vision. Moving forward. You'll get what this means later if you're still listening. So the 5th thing of this story. The 5th part of this story, I just call the oppressive nature. That's what I call it. The oppressive nature was born from the first 4 things. How so, though? How so, though? Because the positive energy, like I said, it connects to the 4 fundamental forces of nature. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to buy it. Whatever. The 4 fundamental forces of nature. The positive energy connects with the information that labels and describes how the gravitational force works. How it works, you see. The positive energy of the story, or the positive human behavioral force, elemental nature force, natural nature elemental behavioral force. The way the positive energy works is similar to the gravitational force. The way the negative energy works is similar to the electromagnetic force. The way the balanced energy works is similar to the strong nuclear force. And the way the quiescent energy works is similar to the information within the weak nuclear force. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's inspired by those 4 fundamental forces of nature. And then on top of that, the 5th part of the story was born from those 4 becoming one thing. Our reality. You see, the fifth thing was born from those four things becoming one, which is our reality. How was the fifth thing born from those four things becoming one? Because there is a certain amount of the negative energy that didn't exactly blend in with the mesh, or that the balanced energy in its process of creating the universe or the reality that we are in. There's a specific remnant of her seed, or remnant of the electromagnetic energy seed, or a specific remnant of the electromagnetic energy's cloud or field or horizon that didn't blend in with the creation of the universe. 2 scam calls, same video, moving forward. So the remnant of her seed didn't exactly blend in with the mesh and the idea that the balanced energy was forging for our reality to become. And this fifth aspect, or this fifth element to this story, I will simply label and describe as the oppressive nature. The oppressive nature. You got the 4 fundamental human behavioral forces, and now you got the oppressive nature force. 5 specific natures. We got 4 fundamentals in one, but then there's one outside of we that does not even deserve to exist. That is just here to ensure we do nothing but fail at everything and suffer to death. This is what the oppressive nature wants, and it was born from the first 4 because it didn't blend in properly with the rest of the universe. Almost like it was a cloud of energy that had a mind of its own, or it somehow got one, due to the energy in which the negative energy was consuming, the positive energy, water and light. Moving forward, light is omnipresent, gravity, friction, omnipresent. So the fifth thing, the oppressive nature, or the universal devil. Now the sixth thing in this story right here, the devil's weapon. The devil has a weapon. This demon, this fifth element, the oppressive nature, it has a weapon. And what is this weapon for? What is this demon is going to use it for? This demon is going to use this weapon to turn the 4 fundamental human behavioral forces against all of the humans. This devil uses this sixth element, because that's what the sword is, by the way. The sixth element of this story is the devil's sword. And the devil uses this sword to turn our positive human behavioral force against us, our balanced or negative human behavioral force against us, as well as our balanced human behavioral force against us, and as well as to keep us in a dead space, keep us in a dead human behavioral force. The sixth element of the story, the devil's sword. What is it in reality? What can it be labeled and described as a reality? Of course, you guessed it. Every so-called white man, woman, and child on this planet, all of them, everywhere they are, no matter where they are, no matter what they are doing currently, they are a portion of the devil's sword. The devil's sword is being used to turn the positive human behavioral force against us, once again. And how is that playing out in reality? By having you standing on false, artificial, moral grounds. So meaning standing on immoral grounds, not your nature's grounds, your immoral grounds. You're all fake evil, in other words. Fake evil. Notice I'm saying fake evil. Because it ain't your way. It's the devil's way. It ain't your way. It's the devil's way. You cannot serve 2 masters. It ain't your way. This is why Kobe Bryant is gone. This is why Mike Tyson was humiliated not too long ago. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, Mike Tyson went through a humiliation ritual, but you want to know how and why? Think about it for a second. If Mike Tyson grew up in his world, did you know he would still be the #1 boxer today? Or one of the best boxers today? The proverbial baddest man alive, scariest man on the planet. Oh, Mike Tyson, you had all the years to grow up in this world, eating their poison and going through their experiences that they wanted you to go through. It weakened you over time. And now someone like Jake Paul finally has a chance to step in and humiliate you out of jealousy. I wanted to be the baddest man alive. You weren't even born when Mike Tyson was in his prime. But you and your entire group, you devil sword, you waited for him to get a little older going through your world so you can put him on public display for humiliation. This is what we do to strong black men, right? I can't stand that title being called a black person. I can't stand that. But, you know, this ain't our world and this ain't our power. So it is what it is, right? Till it ain't got to be what it is no more. That's what I always say. Yeah. Moving forward here. I know how I look to you. I don't care. So, the sixth element of this story. Every white man, woman, and child anywhere on the planet at all. So-called white people. Why? Because what they truly are. Another scam call. Third one. Same video. Moving forward. What they are truly. They are a piece of something stolen from it to turn it against it. And what are they a piece of? Don't say it. I'm going to say it anyways. I only speak the truth, whether you want to hear the truth or not. They are a piece of the seventh aspect of this story, God's physical body through us, the light's physical body, the Most High's physical body. Every melanated man, woman, and child in existence, anywhere, in reality, at all, it doesn't matter where you are, what piece of the world you are from. If you are in the God's skin, then you are the God you are in. If you wear the God's skin, you are the God you are in, whether you want to believe it or not. You are the God you are in. What do you mean by that? You got God's body, and God is in you, but that is you. Did you know you are in you? So check it, right? The seventh aspect of the story is every melanated man, woman, and child anywhere, at all, period. Doesn't matter what condition you're in. If you're in third, and if you're this so-called third world poverty-stricken, you're a piece of God. The actual God, the real God, not the piece torn away and crafted into a sword that's going to keep you into failing at everything and suffering to death. No, you're the actual God. Getting you to rise and being at your absolute best should matter more to everyone than everything. But it doesn't. You want to know why? Because this sword here is being used by the devil there. It's telling them not to. Or it's telling everything to ensure you can't be your best. Why? Evil. Why? No reason. But if you want to keep asking why, I could just tell you things like jealousy and other things as well. It's all types of ways to label and describe why they are just destroying your lives for no reason, our lives for no reason. It's all kinds of ways to label and describe it. Moving forward, so here. The seventh aspect of this story is God's body. Every melanated man, woman, and child in existence, anywhere you are, doesn't matter where you are God entirely. The whole entire makeup of all melanated people everywhere is God, period. And this reality is yours. You want to know what this reality is? God. Did you know you are God inside of God? And did you know you are God inside of God inside of God? It goes on. Goes on to about 9 dimensions. Moving forward. So here. Or even more, actually. It's infinite. Next. So, recap. This first 7 parts, right? The first 4, the fundamental human behavioral forces. The 5th element, turning the 4 forces against all humans. All humans, doesn't matter which human you are. Then the 6th part, sword, humans, that the devil is turning the 4 against. So the devil can use that 6th aspect or that 6th element to enslave the 7th into nothing but desires for failing at everything, and the foundation of suffering to death. Let me finish this. I didn't finish it because of the scam caller. So, how is the devil in more detail turning the 4 fundamental human behavioral forces against us? In reality, it'll look like this. The positive behavioral force, if that's turned against us, you'll be standing on false, artificial moral grounds. The balanced behavior, if that's turned against us, you'll be imbalanced and or stupid and or lacking knowledge and or easy to lead into the wrong direction. Easier to lead in the wrong direction. And due to your moral grounds being fake and due to your mind being imbalanced, you can always be led to failing at everything and suffering to death by the third thing that's being used against us, the negative energy. See, here's the thing. Negative energy in us, negative energy of us in its subtle state is what you could label and describe as a force. You follow what I'm saying? A force that can be used to do anything with. Like, because let's not forget, this physical body is comprised of negative energy. It is. The protons and the neutrons are in the nucleus, but the electrons are all swirling all around it at all times. You follow what I'm saying? The electrons are outside, but the protons and neutrons are in. This is another reason why I wanted to say positive and balanced first before I said positive, negative, balanced, and quiescent. You follow what I'm saying? The electron energy is our flesh. It's flesh. Subtle negative energy makes up our entirety, the entirety of our flesh. It's just another constituent of it. And here's the thing. How many ways can you label and describe how our flesh is being used against our flesh? How many ways can you label and describe that? How many ideas can you branch from that their heading, that their topic, that their subject? How many? I bet you can branch. Your minds are very brilliant. I wish I can give you the energy I want you to have right now. I really wish I can give it to you. But I couldn't even drive to you. It doesn't matter. Forcefully get myself out of this situation with the forceful energy that I have to do so. Force myself into success. Force myself into abundance. Force myself into a position where I can deliver this soul liberation Christ gospel more effectively. By any moral means necessary, must I get this message to you in its absolute fruition. Moving forward, here. So now, the seventh part is God's body. The seventh part is being enslaved by the sixth part due to the devil taking advantage of the history in which the seventh part has and the history that the sixth part has. But here's the thing, the sixth and seventh part are still both human beings. They're all physical human beings. The oppressive nature and the four fundamental human behavioral forces, they are not physical things. You follow me? Those are all internal, behind the scene things that the sixth and seventh ones are functioning off of right now. That makes sense. But here's the thing though, there's two more to the story that have been missing for quite a long time now, until people like myself and others who have been rising up. I really look forward to the natural intelligence movement leaders, natural intelligence movement thought leaders, or the NIMTLs, I look forward to the black NIMTLs or the white NIMTLs. It doesn't matter. If you're a black NIMTL or a white NIMTL, it doesn't matter. What's the TL stand for? Thought leader. Natural intelligent movement thought leader. Natural intelligent movement thought leader. Doesn't matter if you're a black natural intelligent movement thought leader or a white natural intelligent movement thought leader. Here's the reality. It's all going to drive us to the same place, home. Home liberation. The more you all access your brilliant quantum minds. Why do I say quantum? Because of the definition, the literal definition of the word quantum. What is it defined as? A unit quantity of acetylcholine released at a neuromuscular junction by a single synaptic vesicle. Your vesicle is in your mind. Let me see if I can explain this to you more. Contributing a discrete small voltage to a small in-plate potential. See, check this out, right? Your minds are brilliant. You need to tap into them. The more you tap into them, the more you get rid of the demons in the world. It doesn't matter if you're a black natural intelligent movement thought leader or a white natural intelligent movement thought leader. As long as you are tapping in or accessing your natural minds, you are driving us home liberation. So here, let me break this down. A unit quantity of acetylcholine. What acetylcholine is in reality is a neurotransmitter. A neurotransmitter is what gives the energy to the synapses in our brain. Synapses. Things of that nature. released at. Energy, the energy thereof. Energy is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical and mental activity. What kind of strength and vitality? Negative strength, positive strength, balanced strength, or dead strength, you see? It drives from source to us. The first four things are in one for us to use as one thing, but then there's another thing outside of those things that are one, driving us into the opposite direction of each one of them. Unit quantity of acetylcholine, so a unit quantity of a neurotransmitter, energy, released at a neuromuscular junction. The junction is inside the system. The neuromuscular junction is inside of the neuromuscular system, from your brain stem, charging energy all throughout the nervous systems in your body, the synapses in your brain, sending energy to the nervous systems in your body. The word quantum literally labels and describes how source energy goes from source to body. It labels and describes it in finite detail. If you just look at the word's definition and you define every definition within the word, like acetylcholine and neurotransmitter or neuromuscular junction, and even the synaptic vesicle, released at a single synaptic vesicle, or released by. So the neuromuscular junction, the synaptic vesicle, is what releases the energy from the neuromuscular junction that the acetylcholine is putting into the neuromuscular junction, into the physical vessel. You follow what I'm saying? Or the in-plate potential. The in-plate, or like the in-plate meaning where the vesicle is deciding the energy should go to. Like, you want to put your energy into this, you want to put your positive, balanced, negative, and or dead energy into this thing or that thing, you follow what I'm saying? You measure it and you put it into it. If that makes sense to you. Just trying to simplify it so I can move forward faster. But do look up the word yourself, quantum, and you define it and you see what it means to you as you do so. You follow what I'm saying? All it's going to do is tell you more about yourself. You got quantum vision naturally. Everybody alive has a natural quantum vision. Everybody alive has a natural quantum vision. Everybody alive does. Doesn't matter what kind of human being in which the devil is turning against other human beings you are. You have a quantum vision to see what you can do to stop said human being from being turned against you. Or you have the ability to see what you are doing to another human being. Matthew 22:39. Love your neighbors, you love yourself. Who said that? Wasn't it your Jesus? The scripture's in red, so that means Jesus said it, right? If the scripture's in red, that means Jesus said it. That moves me to the 8th part of my story now, finally. After telling you about quantum as much as I possibly could and breaking it down, let's talk about the 8th part of the story now. What's the 8th part of the story? Enter the King of all kings. The reawakening. What is the concept of the reawakening in its entirety or totality? It is the full finite awareness of who and or what Yahweh Shai truly is. That's what the reawakening is going to give you. John 14:6. I am the way, and no one cometh unto the Father but by me. I know exactly what he meant when he said that in every way possible now, especially knowing how Yahweh Shai Yeshua, or should I say the life force thereof, the life force of your Jesus is what gave your Jesus his birth through Mary. If you want to buy that. How else can you label and describe the soul seed technique then? How else can you describe someone like me who can see things the way I see them? The life force in which gave Christ his birth into this world through that vessel. That there is the true government of the reality we are in. That energy in which gave him his power or his life. If the story is even true. How many of you honestly buy the Virgin Mary story? How many of you buy it? I somewhat buy it. Not fully, not 100%. I need more proof. I just want to go off of what you go off of because of how much I respect you and because I need to use your information to tell you one thing, how the life force is our government. Nothing else is. The life force is our government. The life force should be giving us our instructions to live. And you want to know what the life force is doing? giving us our abilities to function and the abilities to live. It ain't giving us instruction, it's just giving us function. It's giving us our abilities to function. It ain't giving us our instructions. But in a sense, it is. You want to know how? Because its positive and balanced instruction is embedded and/or encoded within us. So that means Yahweh Shai Yeshua, his instructions, his way, John 14:6, that is naturally and/or spiritually encoded into every human being in reality. Doesn't matter if you are the sword or not. It doesn't matter if you are a sellout giving the sword handle its ability to be a sword handle or not. It doesn't matter if you some kind of hypergenetically modified so-called lizard or something. Whatever you people want to feel like you are due to your modifications, shut up. You are still one of Yah, encoded by the way. Or you are still of Yah, encoded to be the way. Spiritually encoded. You'll get what that means later, man. Here, the 8th part of the story. Into the King of Kings, the reawakening to him. The reawakening to who and or what it is truly, so you can recognize your actual way. And not what the government or this devil demon wants, the way the devil government demon wants you to be. You follow what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changing you. You're not gonna fix this. Keep trying anyways, huh? Ain't nobody else trying to do it truly. So just put the right answers out, necessary words, blah, blah, blah. All right, here. So reawakening, right? Reawakening to Yahweh Shai's way, John 14:6. And once you see that, you're not going to change it all even still, but I'll say it anyways. So we learn of the cosmic Yeshua, the cosmic Jesus, or the quantum Christ, or the Christ quantum. That's the reawakening. That's how we're going to get there faster. You follow what I'm saying? So, or this information is going to help do that. So, and I say quantum Christ because, like I said, life force coming directly from source to person, source to implate. You follow what I'm saying? And that there is the life force in which gave Jesus his ability to be here, reawakening to what that truly is. Becoming, in the reawakening in reality, what it is gaining re-certainty or reclearance or awareness. That's all it is. It's just coming to awareness of what's been there now for ever. Before everything has ever been. Before the devil, the 5th element of the story, the 8th part of the story, was here before it. This is why I say a reawakening to who and or what you are will just shatter its control over you in every way possible. Maybe. Because whenever I think about Hitler and how he just wore that dang swastika sign and just did all of those atrocities as if it was just necessary, ain't nothing fixing you people, man. Ain't nothing fixing you. Why does Mark Wahlberg have a cross on his forehead? Does it have something to do with the third eye? You know, I came across a young woman in the store of the same genetic class, and she also had one of those marks on her forehead as so. Marks on her forehead. Mark on your forehead. What does that represent? Does it have anything to do with the third eye? It's in the same location as it. You know, I asked her this question, and she didn't even know. Why are you doing things that you not know of? You know, I get a sense that you all do know what you are doing, but as Hitler did, you just wore something of ours and terrorized us with it on. So it's like, yeah, me revealing this truth to you gives you a chance to use it and wear it as it is, but terrorize us as you are. You can wear anything. You can wear any type of peaceful symbol, peaceful outfit. It doesn't matter. You can put on anything and you can just attack us with it. You can know the full meaning of the thing you are putting on and wearing, and you will still attack us with it on. You're just pure evil down to your core. You are nothing but the devil's sword. That's it. moving forward. So, reawakening to the King of Kings will bring awareness to the human beings in which he is. And what the King of Kings will do in spirit, parabolistically speaking, he will walk up to the devil and kick it 45,000 yards away, off of the sword being bored into the heart of his body right now, currently in spirit. That's just what the reawakening will do, alone. A peace pal. And then the sword will be pulled out of God's body by all 6 of the King's arms. King of Kings, conscious mind, heart of hearts, subconscious mind, bone of bones, flesh of flesh, body. The King of Kings is the heart of hearts, as the heart of hearts is the bone of bones, or gives power to the bone of bones. And the bone of bones is in the flesh of flesh, is the spirit soul of a man or person, anyone. You follow what I'm saying? So, now there comes to this point here. The King of Kings is resurrected in spirit, kicks the devil 45,000 yards plus away, takes the sword with all 6 arms out of the body. What do I mean by 6 arms? The Christ body parable. The Christ body parable. Remember, all of these parables are going to wrap up into one big meaning in reality. You follow what I'm saying? One finite meaning in reality. And this Christ body parable is what makes up the 9-dimensional parable and every other parable, all accumulated into one. Remember, jealousy is incarnate through you all, especially the sword. Imagine if positive imbalance incarnates through you all. Yahweh Shai Yeshua's way. Imagine if the way incarnated through you all. This is what I'm getting to right now in the 8th part of this story. Because the 8th part of this story is the reawakening and the reincarnations of the King of Kings in his heart of hearts, as he is also the bone of bones and flesh of flesh of us all. Meaning your Jesus is the King of Kings, our conscious mind, the heart of hearts, our subconscious mind, the bone of bones, flesh of flesh, our ethereal physical bodies. Your Jesus is the embodiment of all of those things. In reality, the devil is outside of it in every way possible. But you yourself are the so-called Jesus within and the so-called Jesus without. Why do I say so-called? I'm not with the names, man. We don't need any names on this power. We don't need any genders on this power. We just need to let this power be what it is, as we be the power thereof. You want to know who has genders and names? We do. But this one power and this one God does not, nor does it need them. But you can call it whatever you want to call it. That's what they did. And that's why you believe in it. Because they called it thousands and billions of things when it's only just one thing, a power. The power in which gives you your abilities to function and be here. But due to the 5th thing outside of it telling you to call it thousands and billions of other things, it's not even really 4 things, it's just one. But due to this devil beating you and making you believe it is billions of things, that's what you feel like it is. Because it told you to feel like it is. You follow what I'm saying? Moving forward. So the 8th thing, the reawakening and the reincarnation. The reawakening and the reincarnation. Reawakening, regaining awareness to who the King of Kings, heart of hearts, bone of bones, and flesh of flesh truly is. What you will label and describe as Jesus, and or the life force of who you would label and describe as Jesus. That's what the reawakening is. Once that happens, the devil's control over you essentially will dissipate. Essentially, or you will be on the first step in the process towards ensuring that the devil loses all of its control over you. Next, the reincarnation. This is the process. Take the sword out, sheathe it. Remember, I am reincarnating through all people, all human beings. I have no other option here. Now, when the time comes, you're either going to move the opposite genetic class back to the mountains or genetic war. Either way it goes, they are not going to allow us to live in peace. No matter what happens, the recessive geno class will not allow everything in the reality to live in peace. You'll see. So, 8th part, reincarnation. meaning fusing. In reality, what is it? You're accepting this truth. You're accepting who the true Jesus really is. You're accepting who the true Jesus really is. That's what the reincarnation is all about. Accepting who the true Jesus really is within you and throughout you. The sword being sheathed. Then the body, the seventh part, being picked up. So the sixth part getting sheathed and the seventh part being merged back with. Or me as the King of Kings, or I, not me personally, I reincarnating, or you all accepting that the third eye, it ain't the devil. Accept that the third eye has nothing to do with the devil at all. We don't need dollar bills. Dollar bills are a lie. I know you talk about the little pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. This ain't evil. That is just stupid. But moving forward, right? So, the third eye is not evil. The third eye is the conscious mind of the King of Kings. His subconscious mind is the throat chakra, and his physical body is the heart of hearts itself. Everything else that it is a constituent of is also him. Moving forward. So, reincarnation, sheathe the sword, fuse with his body. Reincarnation, sheathe the sword, fuse with his body. Now, this eighth and ninth part is going to happen almost instantly. You follow what I'm saying? It's going to happen like instantly and at the same time. Because we boot the devil 45,000 yards away plus. Take the sword out with all six arms, meaning my gangsters. Sheathe it. Pick the body up and reincarnate it, meaning put my head on. Then once I gain my legs and my arms and my head straight, my torso will come together naturally, meaning the tribes. The legs being the Nerd Geek Foundation, my arms being the gangsters, all the melanated gangs in the world, my head being all of the religions decolonized, and my torso being all of the tribes back together as one. God's body. Remember? All the parables in one. Moving forward. That's the reincarnation there. So now the resurrection comes. Now that we have come back to our divine senses as the King of Kings we all truly are, here comes the devil yet again to fight us back into submission. And what does the devil want to do? Because it does not love us at all. The devil wants to ensure we all fail at everything and suffer to death. You'll get why I just randomly said the devil does not love us at all later on. You really will get it later on. I guarantee you will moving forward. So here, resurrection. We have now come back to our divine senses, and now we are now in our 9-dimensional base form. Once we come to our resurrection, we now are now in our 9-dimensional base form. 9-dimensional base form as the human beings globally, as the entirety of Christ we are globally. Our 9-dimensional base form is what we are in currently. So here comes the devil. We are in the resurrection phase, and now the devil wants to fight us in the fourth part for the resettlement part. So now here's what we gonna get it, right? Because see, in our 9-dimensional base form, we have a transformation we can make. And our transformation will become, or can be labeled and described as, the quantum ego instinct, meaning we can tap into other things powerful than the devil, far more powerful than the devil, in order to beat it. A quantum ego instinct, meaning a quantum vision, meaning the ability to truly see what the devil may be trying to do to put us back into subjugation of suffering to death and failing at everything, mentally failing at everything, physically suffering to death. The devil wants our ethnics to be a failing at everything and our ethics to be suffering to death. That's what the devil wants. You follow what I'm saying? Fake ethnics or imbalanced ethics and artificial ethics. Imbalanced ethnics and artificial ethics. You follow what I'm saying? So, quantum ego instinct locks it out entirely. Meaning, when I tell you, it's like imagine a Eric Killmonger and I don't like black on black crime, but imagine that fight, right? Imagine how at first it seemed like he was getting ready to lose, but then he just came back. This your king? This your king. This jealousy spirit that's supposed to lead you into the future. Beat it, toss it into a volcano. Nah, I'm your king. You see, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm going to have the energy to deliver it to you the way I should, man. Right now, it's just say it out loud, get it in the air as soon as possible. Quantum ego instinct, the transformation of the King of Kings in real life in this fight here. The devil will stand no chance against us. Truly, it will not. And that's pretty much the end of the story right there. And after we establish our victory over this jealousy spirit plaguing our mind, heart spaces currently, and/or plaguing our crown and taking over our logos, has our artificial logos in play. Once we take out this jealousy spirit and has this artificial logos in play, we will live as we were truly destined to live. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. Did you know? It's so much worth fighting for, man. Did you know this entire planet is a refrigerator? You don't have to buy that if you don't want to. What do I mean, though? It's an infinite food production source. This planet is. Actually, every planet in their original state were food production sources. We were supposed to never run out of room. We were supposed to never run out of food. We were supposed to never run out of resources. We are an infinite, omnipresent, everything being. You see, we are God inside of God, inside of God, literally. This idea, if it can just plant into your spiritual grounds, how worth living it will be. Let you find out for yourself, though. This is a 9-dimensional foundation parable that leads to us defeating what has our logos in the wrong lineup right now, or in the wrong site of information, or in the wrong way. You follow what I'm... That was one more scam caller to close the video out. Fourth one video. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I look forward to resurrecting to and through you all, my dear family. I look forward to resurrecting to and through you all, my dear family. You ever heard of the phrase, let go and let God? Well, saying that is how you let go and let your subconscious mind be what it is. How about we add this phrase to the equation now that we know that Jesus is within us? Let go and let Christ. If you can let go and let God, why not also at the same time, simultaneously and/or concomitantly, let go and let Christ? Therefore, unto you all I pray, peace, respect, balance, and progression, and peace, love, unity, and advancement forever. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.